The following is an exclusive high school sports presentation of the RVA Sports Network. Pleasant good evening, everyone. It's a beautiful Monday night on this final day of April 2018 as we come to you live on the campus of Atlee High School. It's top 10 baseball action on a Monday night in Region 5B. It's number 10, Glen Allen, coming in looking to stop a two-game skid, taking on the Raiders of Atlee, who after a hot start has had some struggles here in the latter part of the month of April. They, too, looking for a big win tonight, and looking to make it 2 wins in a row after a win over Grafton last Monday night. Of course, a lot of stuff didn't happen on Friday due to the weather. Glen Allen got their game in with Mills Godwin and probably wish they didn't. Michael Cockasall with a one-hit shutout as the Jaguars were handcuffed. 5-0 the final score back on Friday. So they've erased that, and they're moving on, getting set for this battle here tonight in Mechanicsville. The Raiders, on the other hand, we're supposed to battle at Lee Davis on Friday night, and it looked at about 5 or so that we might get the game in, but a quick shower moved through, and what advancements they made at the Lee Davis field were wiped out, and that game was postponed. We got the game of the week softball game in, but Atlee Lee Davis baseball, they've got to make that one up before the regular season comes to a close. Starting lineups are being announced. Glen Allen is set and ready to go. Atlee now reporting out to the field. In a moment, we'll have the national anthem, and then we will be on our way. Adam Jewell, who last started in the Friday, April 20th game against Patrick Henry, had 4 strong innings. And then Patrick Henry, in the third time around the order, started to get to Adam. And that a come from behind 8-6 win for the Patriots at home in Ashland 10 nights ago. Adam gets the ball, takes the mound this afternoon for the Atlee Raiders. And Kenny Jackson, he of a no-hitter last year, he of a no-hitter earlier this year, will get the ball for head coach Dave Savino and the Glen Allen Jaguars. Atlee coming in tonight with a record of 7-5 on the season. They're in the midst of a homestand, which includes a visit from Gloucester on Wednesday, and number 6 Hanover comes in on Friday. 2 more home games after that. On the 11th, they'll host Patrick Henry, and the final home game for the regular season is going to be against Verina on May 17th. Glen Allen comes in with a record of 7-3, but again, a 2-game losing streak. Consecutive Friday night losses in the West End. Deep Run lost to them 5-4. Mills Godwin Friday night a loss 5-0. We'll pause for our national anthem and get you ready. Game of the week coming up in just a moment.
Please stand, remove your hats for the national anthem.
National anthem complete. Let's set the defensive lineup for the homestanding Atlee Raiders tonight. In the outfield, Tucker Bratton will patrol center field. In left, it'll be Eric Haynes. In right field, it'll be Tyler Warren. Around the infield, JT Fitzpatrick in his usual position at third base. Jay Scatterton takes care of shortstop. Nick Carlo will man second. And Zach Beach is at first. Your battery tonight, catching Joey Turner. Designated hitter tonight will be Carter Taylor. And your starting pitcher, the right-handed Adam Jewell. And again, Atlee coming in tonight with the record of 7-5 on the season. Advantage to them in that the final 8 games, 5 of 8, get to be at home. They still have trips to Henrico, Matoaka, and Lee Davis. And, of course, Atlee and Glen Allen, 2 of about 9 or 10 teams that are fighting for the 8 playoff spots available in Region 5B. Remember, no more conferences. And we go straight to regional play, which begins on May 25th. And in Region 5B, where Atlee is located, Glen Allen is located, and we'll talk about more about the teams and the way things are going in that region as our broadcast rolls on tonight. Only the top 8 out of 15 make the playoffs. So this is an important game tonight, not just for these two making sure they make the postseason, but also postseason positioning. First round games, the quarterfinals on May 25th, scheduled to be at higher seeds. We won't go to the neutral site format in the region until the semifinals, and that'll be coming up May 30th and June 1st at Mills Godwin High School. They'll be hosting baseball and softball's regional semis and championships this year, a move from Deep Run, who, of course, is co-hosting the Class 5 and Class 6 state championships the following weekend, June 8th and 9th, for the first time. We're looking forward to that being here in the RVA. So a big game for both teams for positioning. Want to get a home game in that quarterfinal round, be one of the top 4 seeds in Region 5B heading into the playoffs, which hard to believe. They're going to be here just a few weeks from now. So here we go, fans. Game of the week, Monday edition. And Cooper Benson, the center fielder for the Jags, will step into the batter's box. First of 2 big game of the week broadcasts this week. More on the other in a moment. First pitch of the night is in for strike 1 called. Benson batting first at center. Catcher Connor Hicks on deck. Scheduled to see Devin Flowers, the first baseman, also here. Jewell will in the first. Next offering is in the dirt, and the count's at 1-1. Beautiful night. Not a cloud in the sky. Comfortable temperatures all day long. A little bit of a breeze from here to there. But we've had worse, let me tell you. Next pitch, grounded to Beach at first. Handles it on 2 hops. It'll take it himself for the first out of the inning. So the put out by Beach at first, 1 away. And that'll bring up the catcher, Connor Hicks. Hicks is a left-handed hitter and one of the few veteran returning starters for the Jaguars this year. This is a very young Glen Allen team. First pitch, swing and a miss at a low one, and the count is 0-1. Hicks, a veteran. Kenny Jackson, Benson, a veteran. You're going to hear a lot of new names tonight for the Jags as well. Next offering, swing and a miss, and the count quickly 0-2. On the catcher. And that makes their 7-1 start all the more impressive because they've had to put so many new pieces together. And then on top of that, as everyone else has dealt with this year, all the rainouts, all the postponements, all the practices that are wiped out because of weather conditions or the weather itself. Next pitch in the dirt. Handled nicely by the catcher. The count at 1-2. 1 out, nobody on, just underway here on the game of the week. Jewell set and ready. The lefty Hicks ready. And now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Jewell. 2 out and nobody on for Flowers.
Number 18. Number 3. Devin Flowers.
Now, of course, you hear the name Devin Flowers and Glen Allen, and you immediately think high-speed, high-yardage running back for the Jaguar football team. First pitch to Devin, gets away. go to the backstop, but nobody on base. No harm, no foul. Ball one. And Devin is going to be a huge part of their 2018 football season in about 4 months. And I'm sure he is going to get a lot of looks from colleges and universities, too. Swings at high heat from Jewell, and the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. With 2 out, nobody on here, top 1. Glen Allen trying to break a 2-game skid. Raiders looking to make it 2 wins in a row. The 1-1. Came close to hitting Flowers. It gets away from the catcher to the backstop, and the count is 2-1. Should the inning continue, Avery Spicer, the third baseman, is on deck for the Jags. Some fans still streaming in with the 6 p.m. start. And the pitch. Fouled. Almost hit Spicer in the on-deck circle. He'll chase it and grab the ball and punch it back into the dugout. And count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big top 10 softball game going on across the way. And as we get updates on that, we'll keep you posted. Number 6, Glen Allen, and number 10, Atlee. Pitch. Off speed. Got him looking. Beautiful pitch from Adam. 2 strikeouts in the top of the first. We go middle of first here at Atlee. Jaguars, nothing. Down in order, and the Raiders are coming up. Well, fans, we mentioned at the outset of the broadcast, the first of 2 Game of the Week broadcasts here this week on the RVA Sports Network. Really looking forward to Wednesday afternoon. Jack the temperatures up about 15 degrees. It's going to be about 85 at airtime. We will be in the great outdoors at Benedictine on Wednesday afternoon, 5 o'clock first pitch, when the number 2 ranked Cadets, headed by Sean Ryan, will take on Charlie Dragham's 6th ranked Hanover Hawks. Hanover at Benedictine. Going to be a fantastic game of the week. We look forward to bringing it to you live Wednesday afternoon, 5 o'clock first pitch, only on the RVA Sports Network. And, of course, the best way to join us for the game of the week anytime is to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. Every time this is what happens when you subscribe. We do not spam you. We do not send you mindless emails day after day after day like others would do. You'll get an email alert for 3 reasons. Number 1, we post a new video on our YouTube channel. Number 2, we're 30 minutes from airtime. And number 3, we're on the air live with the game of the week. So go over there now if you're not there already. It'll be youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. Click the subscribe button and never miss another Game of the Week broadcast. Our complete broadcast schedule available both on the right-hand side of the page at RVASportsNetwork.com and HanoverCountySports.net. Kenny Jackson on the hill for the Jags of Glen Allen this afternoon. And it'll be Tucker Bratton, the center fielder, to lead things off in the bottom of the first inning for the homestanding Atlee Raiders. Bratton, Carlo, Warren scheduled here, bottom 1. Jackson is ready. Bratton getting some last-minute instructions from head coach John Corbin, working third base, and now we're set and ready. Wind picks up a bit as Jackson throws his first pitch of the night, and it's in there for a called strike 1. Atlee softball strikes first tonight. They have a 1-0 lead over Glen Allen just across the way. We'll keep you posted on that important battle in 5B as well. Off-speed pitch in there. Jackson, very nicely done, and quickly ahead of Bratton at 0-2. Kenny doesn't waste a lot of time. He's set and ready to deliver now. Bratton in. Here comes the 0-2. Looped behind second. Second baseman goes to grab it, jumps in the air, and makes a very nice catch in shallow center field. For the first out of the inning, Casey Richardson makes the put out. Richardson got a heck of a jump on that ball. Otherwise, it could have been a bloop single and a leadoff hitter. Instead, 1 down for Carlo. First pitch will miss inside for ball 1. Nick Carlo, today's second baseman for the Raiders and the number 2 hitter in the order. Jackson delivers. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And we'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. If you're just joining us, Jags down in order in the top of the first. We are bottom one with one out and nobody on. 0-0, Jaguars and Raiders. Next pitch off speed in there. Called strike two. And early on, Jackson has very nice control tonight. Tyler Warren is on deck for the Raiders. Carlo ready. Jackson taking an extra moment here. And now he sets and fires. That's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Softball game tonight, much more important for Atlee than it is for Glen Allen. Glen Allen comes in with a record of 9-1, fighting Lee Davis and Prince George for the top in Region 5B. Next pitch in there, called strike 3. And Carlo will be retired. Second out of the inning, nobody on for Tyler Warren.
Batting next to your Raiders, number 17, right fielder, Tyler Warren.
With Atlee's loss on the game of the week Friday night in that thrilling 9-inning classic to Lee Davis 8-7, it dropped him to 6-5 on the year. First pitch to Warren, off speed, will get the outside corner for strike 1. And with Glen Allen, Lee Davis, and Prince George in softball, all with only 1 defeat this season. Next pitch low in the dirt, 1-1 the count. And teams in there like Mills Godwin as well. Atlee still in good shape for the postseason. But again, just like in baseball, the top 4 get to host a quarterfinal as Jackson misses high and goes behind in the count 2-1. And so the 3-time defending state champions could find themselves maybe in the 4-5 game come regional quarterfinal time and have to make a trip somewhere rather than host here at Atlee. Warren fouls one off onto the softball field, and that will cause the umpires to call time over there. Atlee's out in the field, so Kelly Ayer or maybe April Hooper will have to grab that one out of the outfield. 2-2 pitch coming. Check swing, called strike 3. Warren tried to hold up, could not. 2 Ks for Jackson in the first. 2 Ks in the first inning for Adam Jewell as well. Pitchers nominate inning 1. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left in both halves of the frame. We go to the second, no score. Glen Allen and Atlee, and we're back in a moment as the game of the week continues on the RVA Sports Network. So still looking for our first base runner as we begin inning number 2 here live on a beautiful sun-drenched late April afternoon at Atlee High School in Mechanicsville, Virginia. Rob Witham along with you on the game of the week on the RVA Sports Network. Jewell back to the hill. And we'll start things off by battling Avery Spicer, leadoff hitter in the second for the Jags. First pitch misses high for ball 1. Spicer, designated hitter Cervantes, and Bauer due up here in inning 2 for Glen Allen. The 1-0. Misses low, 2 balls and no strikes. Jewell shakes off one pitch. Now he's set. And the 2-0. At the knees for strike 1. 2-1 now. The count to Avery Spicer, the third baseman for the Jaguars. Jewell delivers, swing and a miss, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. All the defenders straight away in normal positions. And Jewell now getting even in the count 2-2. Next pitch, check swing, got him. Strike 3 called. And Jewell has his third K of the evening. 1 out and nobody on, and that'll bring up the designated hitter tonight, Carlos Cervantes. First pitch to Carlos at the knees for strike 1. We are very familiar with Carlos because we've watched him the last 3-4 years doing great work with the Ashland Little League All-Star teams, including one that went to the state tournament a couple of years ago. Swing and a miss, and the youngster is behind at the count 0-2. He will be a rising star for these Jaguars over the next 4 seasons. Jules ready. Here's the 0-2. Low. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lucas Bauer, the right fielder, on deck. 1 out, nobody on. Left-handed hitter Cervantes down in the count 1-2. Jewel already with 3 Ks early tonight, looking for more. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. They've gone to the second at softball. Atlee 1 and Glen Allen nothing. Here we're even at 2-2. Adams ready and fires. Low. And will go full. Cervantes down 0-2 once upon a time and has worked the count full. Now he'll look for something good to hit right down the alleyway. Let's see what happens here. Jewel with a 3-2 decision to make. Takes his time, focuses on the catcher. And now he's set. Here comes the payoff. Got away from him. Low in the dirt, ball 4. Just trying to get him with the fastball and just didn't have as much control as he needed to. And we'll get a quick timeout. Cervantes heads down to first. Joey Turner wanted a word with his pitcher. And now he heads back to home plate. So Cervantes, the runner at first, with 1 out on the walk. And the right fielder, Lucas Bauer, number 6 hitter in the Glen Allen lineup, steps up. Cervantes with a leadoff first. First pitch, chopped foul down the first base side for strike 1. Glen Allen softball did not score top 2. They're going bottom of the second over there with Atlee up 1-0. Busy night tonight. Deep Run Patrick Henry in baseball and softball as well. Those are 2 pretty important games for both of those teams. Looks off Cervantes a couple of times. Now a third, and time called at the plate by Bauer. With the count 0-1, Cervantes with the walk with 1 out on first. Beach holding him on. No score. Top 2. Jags and Raiders. Jewel delivers check swing. Strike 1. Jewel looks back at Cervantes at first. Next pitch. Tried to check his swing, did Bauer, did not. And we've got the call at count right now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Lucas Bauer, the right fielder. Jewel ready. Next pitch, grounder to third. Fitzpatrick heads it over to second for 1. Hesitation on the throw to first. Did he get him? Still did by a half a step. It took maybe just kind of a second to get the footing at second, but the relay throw to first completes the 5-4-3 double play. Wiping out the walk. No runs, no hits, nobody left on board. Middle of the second here on the game of the week. And it remains 0-0. We mentioned earlier 4 in a row at home for Atlee, and it comes at a good time. They started the season at 5-1, and then they hit a rough patch, losing 2-0 to Deep Run, 11-1 at Hanover a couple of Friday nights ago. We were at that game, and Hanover just dominated that game. It was just a tough night for the Raiders all around. And then the following Monday, they hosted Midlothian, and they let one get away with the Trojans, who are going to be sneaky good. A dark horse down in Region 4B. 5-4 was the final there. They went to Highland Springs, got a win, went to Patrick Henry a week ago Friday night, up big early, but saw the lead fall away and lost 8-6. And then on Monday of last week, they had the 3-2 win over Grafton here at home, the first of 4 straight games at home. Glen Allen tonight, Gloucester on Wednesday, and then Hanover comes in for the rematch on Friday. So while there's some tough teams on the back half of the Atlee schedule, the schedule maker's kind in terms of having more games in the friendly confines than having to hit the yellow bus. Zach Beach, the junior. Left-hander ready. First pitch from Jackson at the knees for strike one. Tell you, fans, you really couldn't ask for a better evening for baseball. Temperatures are very comfortable. Next pitch, line foul down the third base line and out of play, and the count quickly 0-2 to Beach. There is a breeze. It's not an overpowering wind. It'll gust occasionally at times, but as I mentioned earlier, we've seen much worse in games here in this what's been very windy spring of 2018. The 0-2. Off speed, got him looking. Strike 3 called, and Beach is retired for the first out of inning number 2. That'll bring up the third baseman, JT Fitzpatrick. There is not a whole heck of a lot you could do with a pitch like that. So Fitzpatrick will take his turn. The right-handed hitter ready, and Jackson fires. That one is going to be at the letters for strike one, dropping just in time. 0-1 the count to Fitzpatrick. One out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, still no score. Next pitch, foul down the right field line, out of play, hooking toward the softball field. And just like that, JT down in the count 0-2. Eric Haynes, the left fielder, is on deck. Jackson is ready. 0-2 pitch. Got him. Strike 3 called, and JT will have a seat. And Kenny Jackson is on fire early. Only mistake by either pitcher was the one-out walk administered by Jules Cervantes, but it was wiped out with the double play. So far, pitching defense dominating. First pitch foul down the right field line, trying to get over Flowers, and he'll be able to make the catch in foul territory to retire the side. So 4 strikeouts in 2 innings for Kenny Jackson. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left aboard again. And we're through 2 here on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. And our score remains Jaguars 0 and Raiders 0. Who's going to be able to answer the other pitcher first? That's going to be the question as these two teams fighting for position in Region 5B. Third inning, up in a moment, here live on the RVA Sports Network. Top of the third, Glen Allen will bring up the 7, 8, 9 numbers in the order, and Adam Jewell will look to continue a developing gem here this afternoon. First pitch is low for ball 1. Shortstop Keandre Shelton, Justin Walton, Casey Richardson, also due up here in the third. Next pitch foul down the right field line and out of play. We're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jewell is ready. Here comes the 1-1. That'll miss it inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jewell delivers low. And now Adam behind to the count to the leadoff hitter, 3-1. Glen Allen's had the only base runner of the night on a walk in the second. Wiped out by a double play to end their last frame. Jewell's ready. The 3-1. Check swing. Called strike 2. And we go full. 3-2 to Shelton. Jewell set the payoff pitch. Foul back to the screen, and Shelton does his job and stays alive at 3-2. Had just a bevy of action in the area, especially in Hanover County over the last few days. We'll review some of it for you at the half-inning break, especially at Randolph-Macon. 3-2 again. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 called. That is strikeout number 4 for Jewell. So Jackson has 4 and 2 innings of work. Jewell has 4 and 2 1/3 inning. And it'll be Justin Walton, the left fielder, and the number 8 hitter in the Jaguars order. First pitch, checks a swing, doesn't matter. At the knees, strike 1. Jewell set the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and quickly ahead 0-2. Is Jewell on Walton with Casey Richardson, the second baseman who made that nice play in shallow center field a few moments ago. On deck. 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? No. And the count's 1-2. Randolph-Macon baseball news to talk about, softball news, women's lacrosse news. Lots of things happening as things are starting to wind down there in Ashland. Next pitch, a sharp grounder to short, handled nicely. Throw over to first is in time, and Walton is retired for the second out of the inning. So the second baseman, Casey Richardson, comes to the plate. And nice work by Catterton there at short. How he was able to position his glove to get that ball right there at the waist and then make the nice throw to get the out. First pitch to Richardson is at the letters for strike 1. Adam looking very much like he did early a week ago Friday night against Patrick Henry. Next pitch, check swing, in there for strike 2. And quickly Richardson down 0-2. Adam was overpowering for the first few innings. And then again, as the Patriots got into the third time around in the order, they started to figure him out. And they launched that comeback to come back and win 8-6. Next pitch misses away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jewell looks, gets the sign, ahead 1-2, trying to finish off this half of the third. The pitch, a chopper down toward Fitzpatrick at third. Throws to Beach, and he will keep that foot on the bag. And Fitzpatrick retires Richardson. Middle of the third now here on the Game of the Week. Still looking for the game's first hit. Just 1 base runner. And we're scoreless. Well, congratulations, fans, to Randolph-Macon baseball. For the first time since 1987, they have won the ODAC regular season championship. They needed a split in doubleheader action Saturday on Senior Day against Roanoke to win the championship outright. They got the win in game 1, 12-0. They ended up splitting the doubleheader. And they will finish their regular season up tomorrow in a big top 25 battle against Christopher Newport. That's first pitch 3:30 over at the Hugh Stevens Field at Estes Park. That'll be a great test for Coach Hedrick and his Yellow Jackets ahead of the new look ODAC tournament. Tournament now takes on more of a College World Series flavor in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Top 8 teams advance. The first weekend of the tournament, the higher seeds host the lower seeds in a best 2 out of 3. The survivors, the final 4, the next weekend, head down Lynchburg way and will play in the double elimination format to determine an ODAC tournament champion and the automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament. But congratulations to Coach Hedrick, the senior class now, the all-time winningest senior class in Yellow Jacket history. I believe 114 wins and counting. First pitch lined into right field, down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit to lead off the home half of the third inning, and coming in safely at second with the double is Carter Taylor, the designated hitter. As we were wrapping up our congrats there to the Yellow Jackets, Carter calmly swung, got it right down the first base line past Flowers, and he had plenty of room to move. So now that'll bring up Turner, tonight's catcher and the number 8 hitter in the order, with a runner in scoring position after our first hit of the game tonight. The leadoff double. Trying to go back to second. And Taylor, Taylor is back safely. Taylor at second with the leadoff double. Turner at the plate. Catterton on deck. Raiders trying to be the first to score tonight. Pitch bunt to Jackson. He'll handle the runner at first. Second baseman covering. And the sacrifice works to perfection. And the runner heads to third. So 1 out, runner at third for Catterton. Coach Corbin calls the bunt sign. Sack bunt works perfectly. And now Catterton with an RBI opportunity. With 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Top of the order looms Tucker Bratton. On deck. Jackson ready. The first pitch. Outside for ball 1. Infield playing in. They are not conceding the run here. So for Catterton, hit something sharply to where they don't have enough time to react to it. And you get the easy RBI. Next pitch, check swing, and that's in there at the knees for strike 1. 1-1, the count to Catterton. Taylor at third, 1 out. Bottom 3, Atlee trying to break the 0-0 tie. Next pitch. Fly ball, well hit, left center field. Center fielder Benson going to get it, makes the catch. He'll get it into the infield, but not nearly in time to catch the runner. Taylor is in on the sacrifice fly. It's 1-0 Atlee. So to the top of the order we go. Tucker Bratton up with 2 out now and nobody on, but the bottom of the order gets the job done. Good production from the 7, 8, 9 hitters. The double, the great sacrifice bunt, and then the sacrifice fly to bring home the run. First pitch high to Bratton, and the count 1-0. And Atlee on the board first tonight, up 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Jackson looks to shake that off. The next pitch. That's in there for a strike, and the count's even at 1-1. Both scoreboards read 1-0 home team in the third. Atlee up in softball in the third, 1-0. And now the Raider baseball team up 1-0 bottom 3. 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, 2-1 to Tucker Bratton. Should the inning continue, Nick Carlo is on deck. They are also in the bottom of the third at softball. Next pitch, fly ball, well hit, left center field. That's going to be trouble. It's going, and it's gone. It is gone. Tucker Bratton has slammed a solo shot over the left center field fence. And the Raiders take a 2-0 lead. For a moment, it looked like it was going to be trouble in the gap and extra bases, and it just kept on going. And it goes over the left center field fence and likely over the road And over toward the railroad track. He got all of that one. 2-0 as the first pitch to Nick Carlo is away for ball one. And after Jackson had been so dominant in the first 2 innings, he's touched for 2 runs here. Fly ball, right center field. Benson's going to go over right to straight center and make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But Tucker Bratton goes yard. Taylor's double yields a sacrifice fly run. And after 3 tonight, the Atlee Raiders have taken a 2-0 lead on Kenny Jackson and Glen Allen here on the Game of the Week. More in a moment here on the RVA Sports Network. Glad you're with us on this Monday night edition of the RVA Sports Network High School Baseball Game of the Week. Rob with them along with you. We start inning number 4 with the top of the order for the Glen Allen Jaguars and the center fielder Cooper Benson. And the Jags working from behind for the first time tonight after 2 in for the Raiders in the 3rd for a 2-0 lead. Benson's going to foul one down the right field line and well out of play. And the count will be even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Benson grounded to first to lead off tonight's action. Hicks and Flowers due up here in the 4th. Jewell working his 4th inning. Next pitch low. And it'll be 2-1 to Benson. Man, still trying to get over that great shot by Tucker Bratton that kept going and found its way over the fence for the solo homer in the 2nd run of that 2-run 3rd. Benson checks his swing, ball in the dirt, and now he's ahead of the count 3-1. Benson, right-handed hitter. Jewell sets and fires. Well hit in the right center field, and that's going to go over the right fielder's head and all the way to the fence. Benson gets to second with a double. I think he had visions of a triple, but he kind of stumbled halfway between first and second, and that cost him any chance of rounding second, headed for third. But leadoff double is perfectly acceptable. That's exactly what the Raiders did in the bottom of the 3rd, and it ended up with a 2-run inning. Benson got a good hold of that one. Right fielder didn't have really any chance, as Warren went back to the wall, grabbed it, and got it in quickly. And now Benson works off of second with nobody out, and the catcher, Connor Hicks, to the plate. First hit of the night for Glen Allen, second base runner of the evening. First pitch outside for ball 1, and the Jags look to answer what just happened with Atlee's offense. And head coach John Corbin is very quick to go out and have a word with his starting pitcher. Glen Allen lost. They were shut out on a 1-hitter by Michael Cockasall and Mills Godwin on Friday. The Friday before, they lost a heartbreaker to Deep Run 5-4. Before that, they had won 7 of their first 8 games. Only other loss came to Matoaca, a game that was supposed to be at Matoaca, and then weather forced it to be moved to Glen Allen, and Matoaca made the trip up and made it very successful, winning 10-0. That was Glen Allen's first game out of spring break. Mound conversation complete, and now the 1-0 pitch to Hicks. Line into left field, that's going to drop for a base hit. Benson waited a moment. He'll get to third and stay there. Ball gets past the shortstop, but the catcher's there to make sure nobody tries to advance. And we'll have runners at the corners and nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning for Devin Flowers. So Flowers, the first baseman, coming to the plate with a big RBI opportunity here. First and third and nobody out. Joey Turner's going to lay down some signals and some discussion to his pitcher and his infielders. Flowers is ready. Jewell looks over at third. First pitch in the dirt. Nice job to block that one by Turner. The count's 1-0. So the Jags absorb a punch bottom of the third, trying to counterpunch here top of the fourth. Down 2-0, but runners at the corners and nobody out. The 1-0 in there, called strike one. Confident pitch there from Jewell, evening the count at 1-1. They've gone to the fourth in softball. Still, Atlee 1, Glen Allen 0. Jewell checks the runner, Hicks at first. And steps off. In fact, we need to kind of double check that and make sure that's actually Hicks and he wasn't a courtesy runner. Didn't see it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. Going back to first and the runner in safely. Ben's in at third after the double. Going to third on the single from Hicks. First and third, nobody out. Top four, Glen Allen down 2-0. Flowers patient at the plate. Waiting for another pitch, and here it finally comes. Swing and a miss at what would have been ball two. And the count 1-2. Occasionally, when you have a pause and then a throw over to first, sometimes as a hitter, you may lose just a little bit of that edge, that concentration. Devin chased one he shouldn't have there. Now Jewell ahead in the count 1-2, trying to get that critical first out of the inning, setting up a double play situation. Next pitch, tap foul to the Atlee dugout. We'll stay at 1-2. You get the strikeout, and then a double play could wrap up the inning, and no reason to concede the run. A double play ball here would concede it and cut the lead in half. Jewell set. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and there's that strike three. Big first out for Jewell and the Raiders here in the fourth. So with one out and runners at the corners, it brings up the cleanup hitter, Avery Spicer. He struck out to lead off the second inning for the Jags in his only plate appearance so far tonight. First pitch, runner going, bunt is on. It's the squeeze. Can they get it home in time? No. Benson is safe. Spicer's safe. Everybody's safe. And it's 2-1, Atlee. The suicide squeeze. So runners at first and second. The lead now just 2-1. And the DH, Carlos Cervantes, who walked his first time up at the plate. And as we suspected, there is a courtesy runner for the catcher. That's Cam Wheeler, number 1, out at second base, running for Hicks. Pitch is high, and the count's going to be 1-0 to Cervantes. So the double from Benson, the single from Hicks. Wheeler comes in to run. Flower strikes out. Spicer on the squeeze. Gets Benson home. He's safe. Runners at first and second for Cervantes here with one out. Next pitch low, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Cervantes got behind 0-2 in that first at-bat and worked to walk out of it. Now he's ahead 2-0, and Jewell has more things to worry about. Runners at first and second, and a run already in here in the fourth. See if Carlos can take advantage and win the mental war here. 2-0. In the dirt, 3 balls and no strikes. Lucas Bauer, the right fielder. He hit into that double play that ended the brief second inning threat. He is on deck. 3-0. We'll see if Cervantes gets the green light here. The pitch, no, and it's low, and it's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Second walk tonight issued to Cervantes. And the bases are filled with Jaguars. Lucas Bauer, the right fielder, coming up to the plate with a huge opportunity here for Glen Allen in the top of the 4th inning. Benson double, Hicks single. The squeeze that worked to perfection by Spicer for the RBI, getting Benson in. And a walk to Cervantes, and Bauer's got 3 on base. First pitch to him is at the letters for strike 1. Jewel ahead in the count 0-1. Short and second at regular depth. First base a bit in. Third base playing on the grass. Next pitch foul, out of play, down the right field line toward the softball field. And quickly the count 0-2 to Bauer. Double play could end the inning. But if it's a short chopper, you want to get the force at home at least for the second out. 0-2 pitch, high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wheeler at third base. Spicer at second. Cervantes at first. Pitch, Tapper, foul. And we'll do it again. At 1-2. Had that ball been on the fair side of things and the catcher been able to grab it and just tap his foot on the plate and throw to first, Atlee could have breathed a huge sigh of relief. 1-2 again. Line into left field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Throw coming in. They'll hold the runner at third, and we're tied 2-2. RBI single for Bauer. So everybody moves up 90 feet. There is still just 1 out here in the inning, and Keandre Shelton, who struck out the first time up, is up again. First pitch high and tight for ball 1. Fitzpatrick on the grass at third. Middle infielders at double play depth. Shelton is ready. Jewell works the 1-0. Fly ball, well hit right field, but Warren is right there. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Throw coming into the plate is not in time. And the runner will score. That's Spicer coming in on the sacrifice fly. The lead to Glen Allen at 3-2 here in the 4th. The runner at second, Cervantes, moved up. So first and third for Justin Walton, the left fielder here with 2 out and 3 in for the Jags, top of the 4. Jewell now ready after some discussion. First pitch, chopper foul down the third base line. First strike 1. Catcher looked back for a moment in the dugout, was getting signals from the coaches, and finally got all the signals straight. And the count now 0-1. Atlee with a good inning in bottom of the third. Jags have counter-punched big time. call. Strike two. Stolen base. Runner moves up to second. So second and third with two down. Bauer at second now. Force at second, not a possibility. Jewell will back off the rubber. The count 0-2. Here with two out. Raiders trying to get out of this inning. Down just one. High, 1-2. Jewell gets set and fires. That is strike three called. And not in not the most emphatic way I've seen a home plate umpire do it, but that's a strikeout. And nobody was 100% sure about it till the batter started to head back to the dugout. And they're like, okay, all right, it's strike three. And the Raiders come off the field, and now they're working from a deficit for the first time tonight. Two in the bottom of the third for Atlee. But Glen Allen responds big time. Led off by the Benson double. Hicks singles. After Flowers struck out, Spicer lays down the beautiful squeeze bunt. Spicer safe. Throw to the plate late. Benson scores to make it 2-1. Cervantes draws his second walk of the night. Then the single to left from Bauer brings in Wheeler, the pinch runner for the courtesy runner for the catcher Connor Hicks to tie it. Shelton launches the sacrifice fly to right. Tyler Warren's throw just a bit late, and Spicer comes in the score. Glen Allen 3 and Atlee 2, middle of the fourth.
Number 17, right fielder Tyler Warren. On deck, number 22, Zach Beach.
Tyler Warren will approach the plate. Heart of the order for the Atlee Raiders here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Jackson's been sitting a little while. First pitch to him, though, looks like he's been working for the last 5 minutes. Down the pike for strike one. Starting pitchers don't mind sitting when a 2-0 deficit becomes a 3-2 lead. Warren swings and misses. Strike two. Maybe got a piece of it. Back to the screen. Warren, Beach, Fitzpatrick scheduled here in the bottom of the fourth. Oh-2 pitch. Line into right center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. Leadoff single to right for Tyler Warren as the Raiders try to counterpunch here in the bottom of the fourth. And, of course, Zach Beach coming to the plate, and he is capable of giving Atlee the lead again with one swing of the bat. They've gone to the fifth at softball. It is still 1-0 Atlee. Throw back to first, and Warren's in safely. And two of the better football players that you'll find on the baseball diamond this spring now together as the next pitch gets away, and it's going to be ruled a hit-by pitch. They say it hit Beach on the foot. Wasn't sure if that was a wild pitch, if that was a foul. The call from the home plate umpire is hit by the pitch. Warren was racing to second. He'll pull up there easily. Yeah, you had Devin Flowers holding Tyler Warren. And you'll hear their names quite a bit come fall on the gridiron. Now it's Fitzpatrick with 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Raiders trying to retake the lead. First pitch high, and a good job by Hicks to not let it get back to the backstop, and the count is 1-0. Fitzpatrick struck out back in the second in his lone plate appearance. And coach going to head out and have a conversation with Jackson. Coach Corbin will take advantage of that opportunity to talk a little bit to JT. With the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Warren at second, Beach at first, thanks to a single and a hit by pitch. And the Raiders, once up 2-0, now down 3-2, looking to tie and hopefully, if you're a Raider fan, retake the lead. Conversation continues, and now it concludes. And we'll get back to business. Hicks returns to the plate. Jackson returns to the rubber, and Fitzpatrick will get back into the long disappeared batter's box. The count 1-0. With 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Raiders trying to retake the lead. Fitzpatrick shows bunt. He'll lay it down foul. Just foul down the third baseline. And the count's 1 ball and 1 strike. As we reach the top of the hour on this gorgeous Monday night. In Mechanicsville, Virginia. Rob Witham along with you live here on the RVA Sports Network High School Baseball Game of the Week. 1 of 2 coming up this week. We'll talk more about Wednesday's affair at the next inning break. Eric Haynes on deck. Jackson taking a long time here. Looks back at second, now fires. Lined into left field. That's a base hit, and it's going to be much more. It goes all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. They'll bring Beach in. Coming in to score. Make it a double. 2 runs, and it's 4-3. Atlee retakes the lead. J.T. Fitzpatrick with the double in the gap in left center field. That was a solid hit that needed to be exactly where it was. Beach motoring around to score from first base. Atlee 4 and Glen Allen 3. Bottom of the 4th inning. You can hear the Raider Nation below us in the dugout. Showing bunt, puts down the bunt, just foul down the third base line. Haynes almost laid down a beauty. And the count is 0-1. So the Raiders back in front. 4-3 the score. Haynes is ready. Jackson working very methodically now. The runner at second base. He looks back a couple of times, tries to lay down the bunt, and fouled it off. So 2 strikes now on Haynes, and that'll probably take the bunt out of play. Four, 3 Raiders. Here, bottom 4. Jackson finally ready, taking a ton of time between pitches now. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And a huge strikeout for Jackson to finally get the first out of this inning. And the designated hitter, Carter Taylor, coming up to the plate. Fitzpatrick, the runner at second, 1 down, 2 runs in, and it's 4-3 Atlee. We have time called, and the field umpire is having a conversation. The field umpire has come in, and he has ruled that the ball was still live. And because of that, Fitzpatrick is awarded 2 bases, and he is able to come in to score in one of the weirder plays you'll ever see. And Jackson, this one goes against him. You'll remember Jackson was the player last year who got the no-hitter off of the strikeout called, a kind of a wild, weird strikeout at the end of the game early in the 17 season that kind of went viral on Twitter. We were there for the called third strike of that final game. First pitch out of play, strike 1 to Taylor. But now Fitzpatrick comes in, awarded 2 bases. There is nobody on. The ruling being that once the strikeout had occurred, the home plate umpire had not killed the play. The ball was live. Field umpire comes over, talks to Jackson, and then makes the ruling. 5-3 Raiders. Next pitch, misses high, 1-1 the count. And you can tell that has rattled Jackson, and he's going to have to calm down and get back into the zone. Coach Savino came out and talked for a moment to the field umpire, but not much of an argument put up by him. Line down the first base line, and Flowers will dive and make the stabbing catch. That robs a double right there. Beautiful defensive play by Flowers for the second out of the inning. That gets past Flowers. It is curving toward foul territory, and that easily would have been 2 bases. So with 2 down, it'll bring up the catcher Turner. With the Raiders up by 2, and the first pitch low for ball 1. Well, fans, we'll add that one to the first time we've seen it on the Game of the Week list. Next pitch misses inside, 2-0 the count to Joey Turner. Jace Catterton on deck should the inning continue. 3 runs in here for the Raiders, bottom of the 4th. Next pitch misses away. The count's 3-0. And it is Atlee 5, Glen Allen 3. And Jackson walks completely off the mound on the 3-0 to try to just reset and refocus here. Get out of this inning, live to fight another one. 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way, it's strike 1 to Turner. Single hit by pitch, double, strikeout. Live ball. Fitzpatrick awarded 2 bases and scores. Then the line out, and now Turner gets on base. The next pitch hits him. It grazes off of his helmet. And we'll get a courtesy runner for the catcher Turner. That'll be Preston. Let's see. That is Preston Eco, who is going to be going in and running for Turner to bring up Catterton with 1 on and 2 out here in the wild bottom of the 4th. First pitch misses a bit high for ball 1. This game has had 2 totally different complexions from the first 2.5 innings to the last inning and a half. They are complete polar opposites of each other. Next pitch fouled, back behind us and out of play towards the softball press box, which we are very familiar with here at Atlee High School. Count is even at 1-1. We were counting strikeouts in the first 2.5 innings, and since then we've been counting runs. 8 combined, 5 for the Raiders and 3 for the Jags here in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 on and 2 out. Now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1 to Catterton. Eco is the courtesy runner for the catcher who was hit. The ball grazed his helmet. Wasn't a direct hit. He's fine. Courtesy runner takes a couple of steps off of first. Flowers holding him there. Next pitch. Ground ball up the middle, and that's a base hit. Eco looking for a sign, and he'll stop at second. Catterton with the single. Chase this afternoon. Now 1 for 2 with the sacrifice fly. So he has a single, a sac fly, and an RBI. And guess who's up? The home run hitter of a few moments ago, Tucker Bratton, with 2 out and 2 on here in the 4th. Bratton is ready. The first pitch, off speed at the knees, strike 1. They've gone bottom of 5 at softball, and it is still Atlee 1, Glen Allen nothing. Jackson looks back at second. The 0-1 in the dirt, and a good job by Hicks to keep it in front of him, not allowing the runners to go up to second and third. The count even at 1-1. But you have to think Jackson being a little careful here because Bratton took him yard last time up. Warm-up action coming up for the Jags. That one's lined up the middle. Base hit for Bratton. Benson picks it up from center. No cutoff on the throw, but it's wide of the plate. And Eco will score. Runners will move up 90 feet as it gets away briefly from Hicks down the first base line. It's an RBI single for Bratton, and it is 6-3 Atlee. So Eco scores. The throw off the plate was mishandled by Hicks, so the error there allows the runners to move up. Bratton to second, Catterton to third. We're going to get a mound conversation here, and I don't know if they've had enough time to get anybody warmed up, loose, and ready here. The backup catcher was just coming out of the dugout like not 2 minutes ago, and they've got a left-hander warming up there off the field on the right field sideline. So I believe this discussion will be ostensibly to calm Kenny down, try to get him out of this inning, and if worse comes to worse, it gives a few moments for the possible relief help to get ready to go. As Nick Carlo will be next to the plate with 2 aboard in scoring position, 2 out here in the 4th, but 4 runs in. And the homestanding Raiders with a 6-3 lead. Can't underscore how big this night would be for the Raiders if they could get the win. Started the year 5-1. Their last 6, they're 2-4, including a very disappointing home loss to Midlothian 2 Mondays ago. And having the lead and losing it at Patrick Henry, falling 8-6 a week ago Friday. First pitch low, ball 1 to the second baseman, Carlo. Base hit here, likely scores 2. As Bratton will be flying from second. Line down the left field line. It is a foul ball. Oh, that was close to being 8-3. Almost for Carlo. Warren, who started this inning, is on deck. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Bratton at second, Catterton at third. 4 runs in, 6-3 Atlee. The 1-1 in the dirt, blocked by Hicks very nicely, saves a run, and the count is 2-1. And fans, the Kenny Jackson we see on the hill now resembles nothing of the Jackson who was dominating early on. The 2-1 pitch. Also in the dirt, 3 balls and 1 strike. And I don't think you want to load the bases and let Warren have another crack at it. The 3-1. At the knees, called strike 2. Now full count. See if Jackson can get out of this. Carlo can keep it alive. 4 in. The Raiders want more. The 3-2. Missed it low. Ball 4. And Jackson doesn't agree with the call. The bases are loaded. The Raiders have batted around. And Tyler Warren comes to the plate with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Jackson ready. First pitch. At the knees for strike one. Now here, you don't want somebody swinging for the fences ostensibly. You just want them to make contact, hit it where they ain't. That one's pretty, and it's strike two, and suddenly Warren down 0-2 here with 2 out and the bases loaded. Jackson working quickly now. Pitch, line towards short, picked up nicely. Throw over to first, gets away from Flowers. It was low and to his left. Bratton is in, Catterton is in, and it's an error on the throw from short on a would-be third out that brings in 2 runs. 8-3 Atlee. The throw was wide of first. Flowers could not scoop it up off the ground. It got behind him. Bratton was going all the way from second. And we're going to get a pitching change for Glen Allen. What started as a great afternoon for Kenny Jackson, unfortunately for Jaguars fans, completely falls apart. Strange call allowing a runner to score from second after a strikeout. Great defensive play by Flowers at first a few moments ago where we thought he was going to, save the inning and limit the damage. But then a hit by pitch, back-to-back singles, a walk, and now the error on the throw from short on what would have been the third out. And it is 8-3 Raiders. Still batting in the bottom of the fourth. And the designated hitter, Carlos Cervantes, will become the new pitcher, the lefty, for the Jags. Back with more in a moment. 8-3 Atlee, live on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. So the first batter that Cervantes is going to face is Zach Beach, with Warren, the runner, at first. Carlo at third. First pitch is low for ball one. A little less than a year ago, Cervantes was pitching for the oldest division in Ashland Little League. Now he is facing a guy who's committed to Coastal Carolina. Next pitch, foul, out of play. Cervantes does not have overpowering stuff. It'll be all about placement and how well his off speed is. Count is even at 1-1. 8-3, 6 runs in here in the fourth for Atlee with 2 out and runners at the corners. Beach is ready. 1-1. Misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Glen Allen softball has scored, and they have tied Atlee 1-1, still batting, top of the 6th inning. Cervantes ready. The next pitch. Fly ball, well hit, deep right field. Going, good night. With authority. Zach Beach destroys that pitch. It is a 3-run bomb. Atlee 11, Glen Allen 3. It is a 9-run fourth inning for the Raiders. And unfortunately for Cervantes, just overmatched in that matchup against the veteran Beach, who is still only a junior in his own right. So Fitzpatrick to the plate. Atlee with 9 runs here in the fourth. Next pitch falls in for a strike, and the count 0-2 to Fitzpatrick. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Fitzpatrick goes down, and the inning has finally come to a close. If you're a Jaguar fan, it's a sigh of relief. If you're a Raider fan, it was a thing of beauty. 9 runs. They scored 2 in the third. Jaguars answer with 3 to take the lead. Boy, do the Raiders answer back. 9 to make it 11-3 after 4. Not a cheap promo here, fans, and also not trying to bring back bad memories for Atlee fans, but I will tell you, we have been in this press box before live on the Game of the Week on a night. In fact, it was our opening game in March of 2 years ago, 2016. Atlee led Midlothian 10-1, and Midlothian came all the way back and won the game 11-10. Not to say that that is going to happen a second time, but it is to say anything can happen. Coach Corbin, with the length of that fourth inning, I don't know if it was scheduled that Jewell would work for tonight, but with the length of that inning, Jewell sat for a long time, and Coach has pulled the trigger and made the decision to bring in a relief pitcher. And Jacob Smither is going to take over on the hill, the left-hander, here in the top of the fifth inning for the Atlee Raiders. Glen Allen has scored again at softball, and they have taken the lead 2-1 over Atlee, top of the sixth inning. So after all that time out defensively, Jaguars are going to have to try to completely regroup. And Smither will begin work on the number 9 hitter, Richardson. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. 9-1-2 in the order here in the fifth. Richardson, Benson, Hicks. Next pitch misses, ball 2. Two-0 pitch. That one's at the knees, called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, even at 2-2. Smither delivers outside. Will go full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Smither working rather quickly. Takes an extra moment this time to get the call. And now the payoff pitch to Richardson. Breaking stuff misses inside for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter. We'll bring up the top of the order and Cooper Benson. Benson led off the fourth with that double. Later scoring on the squeeze play from Spicer. Big lead off of first for Richardson. Smither looking back and now fires. Long drive, deep right field. Warren back near the warning track, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning, more towards right center field. And there's one out here in the top of the fifth inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Connor Hicks. So Glen Allen softball scores 2, top of the sixth. Atlee now at bat, down 2-1, bottom of the inning. Smither looks at Richardson at first, comes to the plate. Trouble by the catcher trying to get the ball. That gives the Richardson the chance to go to second, and he'll get in safely with a stolen base. So Richardson advances to second. And Hicks will step to the plate with the count 1-0. 11-3 Atlee after a 9-run bottom of the fourth. Next pitch high. And the count's 2-0. Devin Flowers on deck. Smither ready, fires, swing and a miss. And the count's 2-2. The big play of that last half inning, that would be third out, ground ball to the shortstop. The throw was wide at first. Flowers couldn't swipe it, but his foot came off the bag anyway. Off-speed pitch will miss outside. 3 balls and a strike. 2 runs scored on that play. Had that been completed, they wouldn't have scored, and Beach would have never had the chance for the 3-run homer. So 5 of the 9 runs came after that third out opportunity went by the boards. And a 6-3 game is much easier to swallow than 11-3. Smither ready, fires, misses low, ball 4. And a second walk issued by the left-hander, which will put runners at first and second with 1 out, and it'll bring Flowers up. Flowers struck out in the fourth. He struck out to end the first. 0 for 2 this afternoon. But now a chance for the Jags to do a little damage and get back into this game. First pitch, the dirt. 1-0 the count. And Coach Corbin's going to come out and talk with Jacob Smither. We'll have a mound conversation while we check 1-2. Take a quick break here. Hello, 1-2. Oh, I see what I did. The sound went down briefly. That's because I leaned forward and my lanyard hit the volume control. They are going to the 7th at softball. Glen Allen 2 and Atlee 1. Mound conversation complete. First pitch misses high for ball 1 to Flowers, who again has struck out in both appearances here tonight. Next pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. First and second with 1 out. Misses away. Smither behind now, 2-1 to Flowers. Spicer is on deck. Glen Allen down 11-3, trying to chip into the margin here. Next pitch fouled out of play. Flowers a little late on the swing. 2-2 now on Devin. Smither is ready. Leads off of first and second. Ground ball toward the shortstop. Not handled cleanly at all. And everybody is safe. It was a chopper. It was not easy. But Catterton could not make the play, and Flowers is going to reach on the air. And the bases are now loaded. And there is new life in the Jaguar dugout. and for good reason. First pitch, ball one, to Avery Spicer. Former DH, now pitcher, Carlos Cervantes is on deck. Spicer had the squeeze bunt that scored Benson earlier. That pitch at the knees, and the count 1-1. Not holding any runners on, bases jammed. Line into left field, and that'll drop for a base hit. One run will score. They'll get the ball in. Runners will only advance 90 feet, but they get one home. Richardson scores to make it 11-4 on the RBI single to left from Avery Spicer. And here's Cervantes with a chance to help now his own cause in relief. First pitch, tap foul for strike one. Glen Allen softball batting, one out in the seventh, leading Atlee 2-1. Next pitch is in the dirt, blocked very nicely. The count even at 1-1 strike. Joey Turner, great job there, saves a run. 1-1 pitch. Got him at the knees, 1-2 now. Still just one out in the inning here. But one run in, and Glen Allen needing a whole lot more. The pitch. Grounder to second, could be two. Flip to the shortstop for one. Over to first, double play. And they'll limit the Jags to one. The 4-6-3 double play ends the threat, leaves two on base, and we'll go bottom five here on the game of the week with our score. Atlee 11 and number 10 Glen Allen 4. They get one back. It should have been, I'm sure if you ask Jaguar fans and the coaches, a whole lot more. Bases loaded with one out, but the double play wraps it up. Atlee back to the plate, up by 7. We're back after this on the RVA Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the fifth here, live on the RVA Sports Network. So glad you're with us tonight here on our YouTube channel, home of the game of the week, youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. And always have our embedded YouTube players up at the top of our websites, rvasportsnetwork.com and HanoverCountySports.net. So you can listen anywhere, anytime, mobile device, tablet, PC, laptop, wherever you may be. Bottom five underway. The count even at 1-1 to the leadoff hitter, Eric Haynes. Cervantes, second pitcher of the night for Glen Allen in relief of Kenny Jackson. Misses outside, and it's 2-1. Softball update in a moment. Let's finish this at bat first. The 2-1 pitch coming. Grounder back to Cervantes, off his glove. Can he get to it in time? Throw? No. Didn't even make one. Probably rule that one an infield hit. That was not the easiest thing to do for Cervantes, the lefty, after coming off the delivery. Glances off the glove, but couldn't get to it. And the leadoff hitter is aboard. And that'll bring up Carter Taylor. At softball, Glen Allen has added a key insurance run top of the seventh, and now leading Atlee 3-1 is the score there. Here, it's 11-4 Raiders. Throw back to first, and Haynes slides in safely. Pitch, ground ball towards second, and it goes through the glove and into right field for the base hit. Rounding second, coming into third, the head first slide, he's safe. Going all the way was Haynes, and he barely misses the tag, and it's first and third with nobody out. Aggressive base running for the Raiders. Turner will come to the plate with runners at the corners and nobody out. And should the two runners aboard score and the gentleman at the plate score, our night would be complete because of the 10-run rule. Cervantes surveys the scene. First pitch, swing and a miss. Turner down early, 0-1. They're going bottom 7 now over at softball. Glen Allen trying to get a win over Atlee. 3-1 Jaguars. Raiders need 2 to tie, 3 to walk off. Next pitch is high, and the count is 1-1 strike. Glen Allen, only 1 loss this year. They get a win here. They host Lee Davis on Wednesday in what would be a huge game in Region 5B. Both teams trying to keep pace with Prince George, who is undefeated on the season. Fouled out of play, and the count 1-2. Prince George has already defeated Atlee, Glen Allen, and Lee Davis head-to-head, and has the inside track for the number 1 seed when the Region 5B Softball Championship begins in quarterfinal action May 25th. Cervantes is ready. First and third. The 1-2 pitch coming now. High. Hicks stands up to grab it. Counts 2-2. End up being a pitch out that didn't mean to be a pitch out. Good lead off of third and first. The pitch, high again. 3-2. We mentioned we've seen Cervantes several years in Ashland Little League. This is good experience for this young man. He's got a long time ahead of him in a Glen Allen uniform. Turner, ready. The pitch, swing, and a miss. And the strikeout, leaving the runners at the corners with 1 out. And it'll be Catterton to the plate with now 1 out and runners at the corners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Atlee softball down to the last 2 outs, down 3-1. Catterton to the plate, top of the order, Bratton on deck. Cervantes is ready. He'll throw back to first. Runner back safely. And we mentioned deep run Patrick Henry playing in both baseball and softball tonight. As soon as we get reports on those games, we'll pass the updates on Twitter at Hanover Sports and at Henrico Sports. The pitch, showing bunt, went, called strike 1 to Catterton. Didn't pull back in time. Catterton back into the box. Runners take their lead off of first and third. Trying to go to first. Throws to first. Now they'll throw to second to try to get the runner, and he's safe. Meanwhile, Atlee does not pull the trigger to try to send the runner at third home. Corbin content with keeping it second and third with 1 out. It does eliminate the double play possibility. Catterton ready. Now Cervantes fires high. 1-1 the count. Two in scoring position. The Raiders up 7 here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. Fly ball, well hit, left center field. Going back to left fielder near the fence. He'll make the catch. And the runner at third will come in on the sacrifice fly. Runner at second will stay. And it is 12-4. So the lead again 8 at 12-4. And Bratton, who has already sent one over the left center field fence tonight, could send the fans home happy with another one here. First pitch misses high for ball 1. Cervantes fires at the knees for called strike 1. Taylor is at second. Cervantes delivers. Looper, right field. Right fielder is going to be in position to make the catch for the third out of the inning. So they get a run back, and we go to the 6th on the game of the week. Jaguars in desperate need of big offense, and they are down by the score of 12-4. Congratulations to the Glen Allen softball team. They have just defeated Atlee. 3-1 is the final. And they have a huge date coming up Wednesday evening. It is a 6 p.m. start when they host number 3 Lee Davis. It'll be a 10-1 Glen Allen Jaguar team hosting Lee Davis on Wednesday. And normally, fans, we would be at a game like that. But we're going to be busy with another game of the week baseball broadcast. And we're really looking forward to being with you on Wednesday afternoon, 5 o'clock at Benedictine. Number 6, Hanover. Number 2, Benedictine. 5 o'clock first pitch, live and exclusively here on the RVA Sports Network. Links will be available on our Twitter feeds, of course, on our Facebook pages, and we'll embed the YouTube player, as always, on both of our websites, rvasportsnetwork.com and hanovercountysports.net. So for the Atlee softball team, another tough loss to another top 10 team, and they find themselves at 6-6 with 8 games left in the regular season. That's rough. New pitcher in here in the 6th for the Raiders. Ryan Mabry will take over. Third pitcher of the night. Sidewinder delivers, and that one's hit well down the left field line, but foul. Leadoff hitter, the right fielder, Lucas Bauer. Bauer, Shelton, Walton due up in the 6th for the Jags. Next pitch, tap foul, and the count quickly 0-2. So Glen Allen softball defeats Atlee tonight 3-1. They host Lee Davis at 6 on Wednesday night. And they are 10-1 on the season. Next pitch fouled out of play, and we're still 0-2 here. Jaguars came in tonight here to this game of the week, 7-3. But they had lost their last two games, both on Friday nights. Their Tuesday night game last week rained out like everybody else. They had lost a heartbreaker to Deep Run 5-4, and they were one hit last Friday night by Godwin. Michael Coggeshall with a one-hitter with the shutout victory for number 4, Mills Godwin. Jags rated 10th in our top 10 poll that came out yesterday at RVASportsNetwork.com. Pulling the string and getting the third strike on Bauer. One away here in the top of the 6th inning for DeAndre Shelton.
Next for Glen Allen, the 13, DeAndre Shelton.
Our buddy Rob Welch reporting. Henrico boys tennis stay undefeated today. They get a 7-2 win over Atlee. They are now 13-0. First pitch. Believe they're going to call that a ball, and we have a pinch hitter. As Donovan Riddick is going to hit for Shelton, and he'll foul one off to even the count at 1 strike. So Donovan Riddick, pinch hitting for Shelton, 1 out, nobody on. Here in the 6th with the Atlee Raiders up 12-4. Next pitch will miss inside, and the count will be 2-1. Ryan Mabry, third pitcher of the afternoon for Coach Corbin and the Raiders. Foul out of play, and we'll be even at 2-2. Jewell worked 4 innings, and we'll have to talk to the coach after the game to see if he had planned to bring Adam in for the 5th. But then I suspect that 9-run 4th inning, that half inning, probably lasted the better part of a half an hour. And that may have weighed heavily in his decision not to bring Adam back out. Looper down the right field line, that's hooking Fallon out of play. And we'll stay at 2-2 to the pinch hitter, Donovan Riddick. Jags have to consider 7-3 in the front half of their regular season a success, considering how much youth is on this team and how many graduation losses they had from last year. Class of 17 left a ton of holes. And I believe they're going to be the kind of team that you don't want to draw in the quarterfinals of the Region 5B tournament when it starts May 25th. The 2-2. Liner to third on one hopper. Fitzpatrick has it. Fires to Beach for the second out of the inning. So 2 down for the left fielder, Walton. Remember, no conferences anymore, fans. We go straight to region tournament action. Region 5B, where these two teams are part of a 15-team region of all Richmond area teams. Liner foul down the third base line, 0-1 the count. Quarterfinals will be at higher seeds on May 25th. That's a Wednesday. And then the semis and finals will be the following week at Mills Godwin High School. Another tapper foul down the third base line, the count 0-2. That used to be, of course, the old 5A South region. Now we're called Region 5B in the latest moves by the Virginia High School League. 0-2 off speed, misses low, 1-2 the count. And they added the state quarterfinal round back in. So you get to the region final, you don't go straight to the final 4 in the state semis. You got to win a state quarterfinal early June to make it to the Jubilee. Swing and a miss and a strikeout, 2 of them in the half inning in relief for Mabry. And the Jags retired in order here, top 6. Raiders will come up needing 2 to send the home fans home happy with a 12-4 lead. Fans, hope you have a chance to join us every Friday morning at 9:30 on ESPN Richmond for RVA Locals Only, as we join Bob Black and Andrew Wallace on the Black and Drew Sports Huddle. Each week, we talked live to coaches, athletes, and others within the high school and local sports scenes. This past Friday, had a great conversation with Randolph-Macon head softball coach Kevin Profit ahead of their ODAC tournament appearance. They didn't fare well down in Salem, finished 1-2, but they'll make the NCAA tournament. That is for sure. After having a record regular season at 37-3, they're currently 38-5. The question will be, where do they go in the tournament? If they have a chance to host a regional or if they'll have to travel. NCAA will make those announcements, I believe, a week from today. And the tournament will start May 10th. But we talked to, who have we talked to? We've talked to Sean Ryan, the head coach of Benedictine. We've talked to Jada Boyd, the great basketball player from Appomattox Regional Governor School. We talked to Verona basketball coach Andrew Lacey right after they won the state tournament. Talked to John Marshall's Ty White after they won states. We feature local sports every Friday morning. RVA Locals Only, presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, only on 99.5 and 102.7 ESPN. You can also listen Friday mornings at 9:30 on 950 on the AM dial, live at ESPNRichmond.com, or on your phone or tablet on the ESPN Richmond app. Pleasure to join my old friend Bob Black and my new friend Andrew Wallace. And I hope you start your day with ESPN Richmond. Golick and Wingo weekday mornings 6 to 8, and then it's Bob and Andrew, the Black and Drew Sports Huddle weekday mornings 8 to 10 only on 99.5 and 102.7 ESPN. New pitcher in for Glen Allen as we get set for the bottom half of the sixth inning. Rob with them along with you here live on the Game of the Week. A game that early on masked itself as a pitcher's duel, and then things changed very quickly. 12-4 the score. The lead to the home-standing Raiders of Atlee. Carlo fouls one off and quickly is down in the count 0-2 as we check on the new pitcher for Glen Allen. 0-2 the count. Carlo is ready. The pitch, tapper, foul. And they have brought in Spicer from third base to be the third pitcher of the evening for the Jags. As they're down to their last 3 outs, bottom 6, down by 8. Unless there's a miracle coming, Jags will hit the buses with a split here tonight. Win for softball, but not for baseball. Pitch gets away from Spicer. Count 1-2. Spicer had that beautiful squeeze bunt that scored Benson with the, memory serves me correctly, the first run for Glen Allen, which cut the Atlee lead to 2-1 back in the top of the fourth. That pitch is going to get there for strike 2. 2-2 now on Carlo. Warren on deck. 2, 3, 4 hitters here in the sixth. Pitch misses inside. Will go full as the 751 from CSX comes rolling through on the other side of the road. Spicer with the payoff pitch. Lined towards right field. It'll get past the second baseman into right for a leadoff base hit. Nice patience there by Nick Carlo in that at-bat. Put himself in a position to find a pitch he liked. Opposite field single. And Tyler Warren coming up to the plate. And again, Atlee only needs 2 here in the bottom of the sixth, and that'll wrap things up. And Beach, who already has a 3-run shot tonight, is on deck. Throw back to first. Carlo will dive back safely. Nice throw from Spicer. Put it right in Flowers' glove, but Carlo was in there. Spicer delivers. That's called strike 1. Oh, 1 the count. After starting 7-1, the Jags in danger of losing their third straight to go to 7-4. Another throw back to first, and Carlo gets the pants nice and dirty. Mom will be really happy about that tonight. Warren ready. Pitch. Lined up the middle. Second baseman could not get it, and it goes into right center field. Benson slips and falls, hurries, gets it back in. Warren in with a double, and all the way around to scores Carlo. RBI double for Tyler Warren. 13-4. And that'll bring up Zach Beach with a chance to get Tyler Warren home and end the evening. Schedule makers are very nice right now to Glen Allen. After tonight's game, their next 5 are at home. 6 of their last 8 are at the friendly confines. But they got to play 3 days in a row. They've got John Marshall tomorrow and Lee Davis coming in Wednesday as the throw to second goes into center field, and Tyler Warren will advance to third. And the game's final needed run is 90 feet from home plate. So Beach doesn't need any theatrics right here. He just needs a solidly hit ball into the outfield. And the concession stand workers can start cleaning off the grill before it officially gets completely dark. Didn't see this one coming after 2.5 innings, that's for sure. First pitch to Zach, misses outside, and it's 1-0. Don't forget Wednesday, fans, number 6 Hanover at number 2 Benedictine, live at 5 o'clock Eastern, right here on the RVA Sports Network High School Baseball Game of the Week. That's going to be a beauty. The 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike one. Hanover started 0-4, struggled early out of the gate. They've been rolling ever since. Benedictine been near or at the top of our top 10 poll all season long. Currently ranked second behind St. Christopher's. 1-1. Tapper toward the pitcher. He'll hold Warren, flip it to first for the out. And 2 down. Well, check that. 1 out here in the 6th. Carlo started with the single. Warren's double got Carlo in to score. Then Warren advanced to third. Beach with the ground out. Fitzpatrick to the plate. And they're going to walk him. With the new intentional walk rule, you don't have to pitch it 4 times. And that'll put runners at first and third, and they're going to walk him too. So back-to-back intentional walks. And very quickly, Carter Taylor goes from I might bat this evening to I need to get my bat right now. One of the other dominoes that falls with this new intentional walk rule. Carter Taylor, the left-handed hitter. Bases loaded. They need 1 to win. Swing and a miss at 1 low and away, and the count is 0-1. Glen Allen, a double play, would get him out of the inning, but they are playing everybody in for the force at home. Good performance here by Atlee tonight, and they needed it. In the dirt, 1-1. You know, mentally, how do you come off of that? You had the game really in hand at Patrick Henry a week ago Friday and let that one slip away. Then you don't get a chance to play. You think you're going to play, and about an hour and a half before game time, it gets called off on Friday. And you spend the weekend waiting to get at it here today. The 1-1. Fly ball, well hit, right center field. It's going to go over the head of the right fielder playing it in. Warren will score, and the game is over. The Atlee Raiders will improve to 8-5, and they've now won 3 out of 4. Your final score tonight here on the RBA Sports Network High School Baseball Game of the Week. The Atlee Raiders, 14. And number 10, Glen Allen, 4. So the Raiders getting back on the winning track. They again have won 3 of 4. They're in the midst of a 4-game homestand. They're 2-0 on that homestand. They get Gloucester coming in on Wednesday. And then Friday night, the rematch against number 6 Hanover. And, of course, we'll see if Hanover comes here off a win over Benedictine on our Wednesday Game of the Week broadcast or off of a loss to number 2 Benedictine. Hanover started 0-4. They have not lost since. But they've got that big test on Wednesday on the Game of the Week, and we'll have it for you here at 5 o'clock Wednesday on the RVA Sports Network. So 8-5 for the Raiders. And a big night for Atlee, and certainly a big night for their fans. Glen Allen tonight, after Kenny Jackson started so well, ran into some trouble. The key play in that 9-run 4th inning for Atlee, 2 out, grounder to short, sure third out. Just got to make the throw to first. The throw was wide. It was low. It pulled Flowers off. Had he gotten the ball, the runner would have been safe, but it one-hopped under his glove. It allowed 2 runs to score on that play, and then a few batters later, Zach Beach comes up and knocks one deep over the right field fence off of reliever Carlos Cervantes. And that means 5 of the 9 runs in that 9-run 4th inning explosion came after what could have been the 3rd out. And the difference between going into the dugout and getting set to bat top of the 5th down 6-3 to down 11-3, well, it's everything. And tonight for Glen Allen, they did not have an answer. So, final score once again, Atlee 14, Glen Allen 4 in 6 innings. Glen Allen, after starting the season at 7-1, has now lost 3 straight. They're 7-4. They have John Marshall at home tomorrow. They have Lee Davis at home on Wednesday, and they have Hermitage at home on Friday. I want to thank you so much for being with us here tonight on the RVA Sports Network High School Baseball Game of the Week. Big thanks, as always, to Activities Director Ryan Malloy, Head Coach John Corbin, and all the staff here at Atlee High School for always making us feel so welcome. We do very much appreciate it. Game of the Week, an exclusive presentation of the RVA Sports Network and solely intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast other use of tonight's game without the express written consent of HCS Media, LLC is strictly prohibited. 5 o'clock Wednesday, we're back with you live at Benedictine, number 2 Cadets and number 6 Hanover. Great game, can't wait. Again, special start time, 5 p.m. Wednesday, only on our YouTube channel. Subscribe now at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. For now, Rob Witham saying good night from Atlee High School.